Your grandfather could buy a house on a single income. Your parents could pay for college with a summer job. Today, you're working multiple gigs just to afford rent in a shared apartment. What happened? The numbers tell a stark story. In 1970, the median home price was about 2.2 times the median household income. Today, it's over 5 times. A college degree that cost $1,500 a year in 1980 now runs $35,000 annually at many universities. Meanwhile, when adjusted for inflation, wages have barely budged in decades. But this isn't just about inflation. Something deeper shifted in our economy. The housing crisis didn't happen overnight. Starting in the 1980s, zoning laws became increasingly restrictive. Cities blocked new construction while millions of people needed homes. Basic supply and demand took over. When you can't build enough houses, the ones that exist become luxury items. Your parents bought homes when there were still plenty to go around. Then there's the financialization of everything. Wall Street discovered they could make money off your rent, your student loans, your health care. Private equity firms now own hundreds of thousands of single family homes, treating your neighborhood like a stock portfolio. When housing becomes an investment vehicle instead of shelter, guess who loses? Education costs exploded because someone figured out students would pay anything for a degree. Why? Because we were told college was the only path to the middle class. Universities responded by building luxury dorms and hiring armies of administrators, while professors became adjuncts earning poverty wages. The student loan system guaranteed schools would get paid regardless of whether graduates could find jobs. Healthcare became a profit center instead of a public service. Insurance companies learned they could deny claims and delay payments while charging higher premiums. A broken arm that might have cost your grandfather $50 now generates bills in the tens of thousands. Medical bankruptcy didn't even exist as a concept 50 years ago. Meanwhile, the tax system quietly shifted. Corporate tax rates dropped from 35% to 21%. Capital gains taxes favor investors over workers. The wealthy park money in tax havens while teachers and nurses pay higher effective rates than billionaires. Your grandparents lived during an era when the top marginal tax rate was over 70%, funding the infrastructure and education systems that built the middle class. Technology promised to make everything cheaper and more efficient. Instead, it created winner take all markets. A few tech giants captured most of the value while everyone else competes for scraps. The gig economy sold us flexibility but delivered instability. No benefits, no security, no pension, just the illusion of being your own boss while making someone else rich. Globalization moved manufacturing jobs overseas, but the promised service economy never materialized for most people. We traded stable factory jobs for retail and food service positions that pay half as much. The new jobs require college degrees but offer wages that can't support a family. Social safety nets eroded just as economic volatility increased. Pensions disappeared, replaced by 401ks that shift risk from employers to employees. Social security benefits buy less each year. The unemployment system covers fewer people for shorter periods. Previous generations had cushions, we have credit cards. But here's what makes this particularly cruel. We were told this was progress, that disruption and flexibility were good, that we just needed to adapt, get more education, work harder. The system convinced us that our struggles were personal failures rather than policy choices. The irony is that we're more productive than any generation in history. We produce more value per hour worked than our parents or grandparents ever did. The wealth exists. It's just concentrated in fewer hands than ever before. This isn't inevitable. Other countries made different choices. Germany maintained strong manufacturing through apprenticeship programs and worker representation on corporate boards. Nordic countries invested in education and healthcare while maintaining competitive economies. South Korea built world-class infrastructure while keeping housing affordable in major cities. The question isn't whether we can afford to fix these problems. We're the richest society in human history. The question is whether we have the political will to choose people over profits, communities over capital, and long-term prosperity over short-term extraction. Your grandparents weren't luckier or smarter. They lived during a brief historical moment when policymakers believed shared prosperity was possible. We can build that world again, but only if we understand what we lost and why. The American dream didn't disappear. It was sold off piece by piece to the highest bidder. The good news? We can buy it back.